off its rocker if it believes the judge will drop it from the case. Either way, L.A. County Supervisor Catherine Barger says she
something has to give, not only on Skid Row, but across L.A. County, because the number of homeless are going up.
The case heads back to court later this month. In L.A., John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Helping with 2 SIG alerts when we check the roads again at 6:15. One's on the 110 in Exposition Park, the other on the 5 in the Grapevine. It's 6:11.
Microgreens are one of the most sought-after superfoods, and now you can grow them in your own kitchen with Hamama Microgreen Grow Kits. There are USDA studies showing veggies like kale, cabbage, and broccoli having up to 40 times more nutrients at just 7 to 10 days old, making them nutritious and delicious. No wonder more people are using Hamama Grow Kits to get this popular superfood in their diets. Learn more at hamama.com. Use the code word GROW and get $10 off your first order. Hamama, making serious nutrition seriously easy.
As a parent, worrying about your child's mental health and wellness can be overwhelming. Genomind's revolutionary mental health map can help by revealing genetic predispositions across 7 core genetic mental health capabilities like stress and anxiety, mood, focus and memory, and social behavior. Get personalized insights and actions based on your child's genetic makeup. Visit mentalhealthmap.com. That's mentalhealthmap.com. Genomind, the new expert starting point for your mental health.
Besides, we do not break your stucco. Your house could be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one.
Really? Are your windows affordable?
You will be surprised at how affordable they are because they are designed, manufactured, and installed all by the same people. No one else in Southern California can say that.
And I hear you're offering a special deal for our listeners. Pick up your phone right now. Aaron will give you 20% off your entire order and 1 year of interest-free financing.
But you have to call right now.
You don't want to miss out on this great offer. Call California Deluxe Windows right now. The number is 800-843-1400. That's 800-843-1400, 800-843-1400. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Certain terms and conditions apply. CSLB number 774518.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. All for just $55.99 per month plus tax and the routers included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business. How business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
You'll never miss a deal on groceries at Stater Brothers if you check out our weekly ad online. And you can do that anytime. And while you're on our website, sign up for digital deals. You'll save even more cash throughout the store. Stater Brothers Markets. Never miss a deal.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store or they're all out of food, what would you do? You'll wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com, America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Won't you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, you can save $50 on our popular 4-week Your Door. So order today and save $50 at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Around the clock, the News Watch never stops.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Karen Adams. Coming up.
Quite a fight to catch it, but a bald eagle getting life-saving treatment now in the northern part of the state.
The FDA clears the way for children as young as 12 to get vaccinated against coronavirus.
These stories next 15 minutes, 6:15 now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Denise Fondo.
They still have a SIG alert for the 110. This is northbound near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We've got a big rig which is stalled out. It's in the right lane. And the off-ramp is also blocked by this. I believe the big rig tow truck did make it on the scene. Northbound side is backed up from the 105, so it is really bad for you there. The DuckDuckGo route you can trust is Broadway. You're going to have better speeds even with the traffic signals than that 110 northbound right now. Had a tipster call from the 210 eastbound before Wheatland. SUV hit the guardrail. It looks like we've got Just a little bit of slowing on that eastbound side. Also had a call from one of our tipsters driving through Long Beach, said there's a fire off the freeway 405 southbound. This is just past the Cherry exit. It sounds like we've got a crash in Commerce. Heard from a tipster there on the 5 southbound. I believe it's near Washington. So yes, you still have slow traffic out of the East LA interchange as you head through Commerce and into Downey. And on the 5 southbound at the 91, as you're headed into Anaheim, we've got an injury crash there with a car that is on its roof. So that's just going to add to those delays on that southbound drive. In Fountain Valley on the 405 northbound, just south of Euclid, we've got a new wreck reported here, and that one is right shoulder of the road. Next report, 625. With more reports more often, I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Cloud cover starting to roll back in across our area, but as we head into tomorrow, expect more sunshine than what we had today, and temperatures will also be warmer. We're looking at low 80s for the valleys as well as the Inland Empire, upper 80s for the high desert locations, 70s for LA Inland Orange County, 60s still cool out by our beaches and our mountains, but more warming is on the way as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2's Olga Ospina for KNX 1070 News Radio.
66 in Burbank, 65 in Long Beach, 69 degrees in Fullerton.
It's 6:17. A bald eagle is getting life-saving treatment at a wildlife care center in Northern California, but it did not give up easily to the man who captured it. Fish and wildlife biologist Mark Abraham tried to catch the female eagle on the beach at Don Pedro Reservoir when the bird took off and flew to a fishing boat. Abraham says the whole thing was quite a sight.
There was another boat on the lake a few hundred yards away, and I have to think probably trying to figure out what was going on. There's a guy running across the slope with a giant fishing net, welding gloves, and bouncing around on a boat and falling off a boat, and then cheering when we caught the eagle.
The eagle apparently was hurt in a fight with another eagle and had multiple talon punctures. Veronica Sandow with the Stanislaus Wildlife Care Center says it's a privilege to treat the big bird.
They're America's symbol, and whenever you have a powerful animal like that come in, you really are in awe.
Sandow says it'll be at least 3 to 4 months before the eagle can be released back into the wild.
The drought conditions so severe, the governor expanding an emergency declaration. Nearly a third of California is now impacted by this. The governor says the situation is so dire that in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the state has lost a staggering amount of water, equivalent to what 1 million households use in a year.
Snowmelt reservoirs are rivers, but it actually seeped into the dry, parched ground underneath, much of it evaporating completely. The snowmelt has been precipitous, and it's happened primarily because of drought conditions preceding this year's snowpack, but also because of the warmer temperatures.
Newsom says the government will invest more than $5 billion to upgrade the water infrastructure. Another $1 billion will be used to offset soaring water bills for a lot of Californians. So far, no county in Southern California included in the drought order.
A new study is shedding better light on the voting trends in the 2020 presidential election.
The research comes from census data and a new analysis of the results from a leading Democratic data firm. The biggest takeaway was the sheer number of people who cast votes.
I think to me that was probably the most notable thing about this election.
Yair Gitza is with the Democratic data firm Catalyst, which crunched the numbers.
Turnout went from 138 million votes to 160 million votes, which is the highest turnout rate in over a century. And that even understates it a little bit because lots of people just couldn't vote back then. And so this really was a pretty historic election.
Gitza says the data also shows 2020 saw the most culturally diverse electorate in U.S. history. Chris Seaton's KNX 1070 News Radio.
620, we're brought to you by Pacific Premier Bank. Let's check your money. Here's Joan Doniger.
No Golden Globes on Comcast's NBC next year. NBC says the Hollywood Foreign Press Association's poor record on diversity is the reason. Major studios and networks have refused in recent weeks to work with members of the Foreign Press Association. Some pushback to Facebook's plans to launch a version of Instagram for kids. A group of attorneys general from 44 states and territories has sent a letter to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to warn Facebook don't do it. They cite behavioral and privacy concerns. Looks like the Tesla that crashed into a tree in Texas last month, killing 2 people, did have a driver behind the wheel, at least when the car left the owner's house, according to a preliminary report. Police had initially said it appeared no one was driving. On Wall Street, what could have been a record day for the Dow, above 35,000, was torpedoed by worries about inflation that sank tech stocks. The Dow fell 35, the Nasdaq 350, the S&P 44. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Joan Doniger from the HMS Capital Money Desk, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Orange County moves closer to the yellow tier. More in 90 seconds at 6:21.
Wherever you are, whenever you need it.
Get local breaking news from KNX on your smart speaker.
Just say, "Hey Alexa, play KNX 1070."
Listen to us on Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
It's Mike here. We got to get you to the dentist. If you've been skipping your appointments, maybe it's been, a long time, even years. Maybe you've got dental anxiety. You're just not a huge fan of the dentist. Or you need some work and you're afraid of getting bad news about what's going on, because we all hate bad news. Whatever that is just going to get worse the longer you wait. So we got to get you in there. And the answer is Cunning Dental. They specialize in people who do have some fears of the dentist, because they do sleep dentistry. And also the people who do need some major work, years of dental neglect, they can fix that fast. No lectures from them. They just want to make it better. And again, they'll do it pretty quickly for you. They can do all the work while you sleep, gentle kind of twilight sleep, full anesthesia. Either way, whatever you need, they can repair years of neglect in just 1 or 2 appointments. So that way, you're not going back and forth all the time, piece by piece. No, 1 or 2 appointments, you wake up to the new smile. Dental treatment done without the anxiety. Sounds nice. Implants, crowns, root canals, smile makeovers, the full mouth implants, the teeth in a day, teeth in 1 day. That's what they do at Cunning Dental. Anything you need, they can handle. No other office like this one. They've been rebuilding smiles for over 52 years now, 4 generations of dentistry. So they know what they're doing. And you can sleep through any procedure. $500 off the sleep treatment right now. Good with all the procedures they do. $500 off if you call 855-2-CUNNING. 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 Cunning Dental, making smiles great since 1968.
There's a crash with an injury on the 5 in Anaheim. Checking the rough drives again in 90 seconds. It's 6:23.
Just 46 COVID infections in Orange County today. Hospitalizations continued to trend down. Pattern could soon allow the OC to get into the yellow tier, the least restrictive tier of the reopening plan. Supervisor Lisa Bartlett says hopefully, if everything continues like this another couple weeks, May 25th would be the first day to open officially the yellow tier. Orange County CEO Frank Kim says maybe May 19th. The actual dates the county would be able to move up will depend on when the state officials decide that the rates meet their criteria.
Uber and Lyft have a driver shortage because of the pandemic. One reason for the shortage is because many potential drivers are making more money from pandemic unemployment.
Also, many drivers went from driving rideshare over to food delivery or shopping like Instacart, different gig apps.
Chris Gerace is a contributor for the Rideshare Guy blog. He tells KNX other drivers simply found other jobs and career opportunities. He says Uber and Lyft are addressing the shortage and planning to offer more incentives like bonuses and possibly higher pay to lure drivers back. That should happen later in the year.
Small NASA spacecraft on its way back to Earth after collecting samples from an asteroid.
The long trip home has begun with a 7-minute-long rocket burst billions of miles away.
And we're bringing the samples home.
OSIRIS-REx's quick touch and go captured more material than expected from the asteroid Bennu. University of Arizona's Jessica Barnes is part of the sample analysis team.
We know we've collected more than the 60 grams worth of material, so we're just looking forward to seeing how much and start analyzing it.
Barnes and other scientists hope the samples can tell them more about the origins of the Earth and more when they get here in 28 months. Peter King, CBS News.
LA County is ready to get kids as young as 12 vaccinated against COVID once the CDC signs off on it. We're at the bottom of the hour at 6:25.
Brought to you by Caliber Garage Doors. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Denise Fondo.
SIG just cleared on the 110 in Exposition Park. Northbound side, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Your right lane and the off-ramp are reopened. And now we have a SIG alert in Anaheim. It's the wreck on the 5 southbound at the 91. Car flipped over. Carpool lane 2 left are closed. Traffic is backed up out of Buena Park, starting at Beach Boulevard. We still have a SIG alert on the 5 northbound before Grapevine Road. Right lane closed by a truck that burned earlier today. Slowing pretty bad. Northbound side out of Lebec. Downtown LA, we've got a new crash reported. 10 eastbound, 110 south. This is a pickup truck wreck, and it is on the transition. Looks like there definitely are some injuries in this one. And Anaheim, 91 eastbound, right at the Glissell off-ramp. CHP was going to run a break. There is a pickup truck that is stuck on that ramp. Big Caliber Garage Doors, your number one choice for new garage doors. Right now, $200 off, as low as $5.99 installed, including free bottom seals and Holloway. Caliber Garage Doors will beat any advertised price. Hundreds to choose from at CaliberGarageDoors.com. CaliberGarageDoors.com. Next report at 6:35 with more reports more often. I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
60s and 70s today, slow to clear if you did. Clouds hung around for a lot of us. Tomorrow, temps pretty similar for the beaches and the LA Basin, parts of Orange County. Valley areas, we do expect to pop up, though. So 80s for them and then 60s and 70s still for everybody else. And then some gradual warming as we go into the middle of this week.
Governor Newsom wants to use some of the state's surplus money to give Californians a boost. We'll have the details 3 minutes away at 6:27.
Dinner. Highly processed, burnt brown kibble. So much for the beautiful pictures of fresh salmon and roast chicken on the bag. Make the switch to the Farmer's Dog. Pet food that looks and smells like real food because it is. The Farmer's Dog delivers pre-portioned, vet-approved meals right to your door. So your dog gets the nutrients they need from fresh meat and veggies, not processed fillers and starches. Visit thefarmersdog.com and you'll save 50% on your first box plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com. Long live dogs.
Curate your news, your music, and your car insurance choices. With the Zebra, you can start comparing side-by-side quotes from the top insurance companies in only 90 seconds. Get unbiased, independent advice to help you pick the right car insurance for your unique needs, so you can start saving up to $670 a year. Just visit thezebra.com/Odyssey. Answer a few quick questions and start saving today, so you can get back to curating what really matters to you. Your collection of 80s yacht rock.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. Offer just $55.99 per month plus tax and the routers included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business, how business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
You'll never miss a deal on groceries at Stater Brothers if you check out our weekly ad online. And you can do that anytime. And while you're on our website, sign up for digital deals. You'll save even more cash throughout the store. Stater Brothers Markets. Never miss a deal.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store, or they're all out of food, what would you do? You'll wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com. America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Won't you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, you can save $50 on our popular 4-week emergency food kit. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com and place your order. We ship fast, 2 to 3 days max, and your food arrives discreetly right to your door. So order today and save $50 at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Hey everyone, it's Laura for Proven Winners. It's time to get out in the garden and plant. Have you started yet? When you're ready to fill your patio planters and aquapots, remember it's Proven Winners flowers in the white pot that really go the distance and flourish from spring all the way into fall. They are my go-to source for all my container plants, and don't forget their amazing hydrangeas, roses, perennials, and edibles too. Proven Winners has everything you need to grow a gorgeous garden this season. Visit your local garden center to get started today.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good evening, I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Brian Ping. Our top local story at 6:30 as far as the Pfizer is concerned. Children as young as 12 are now cleared to get its COVID vaccine. The FDA has expanded the emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccination to include adolescents 12 through 15 years old. A CDC committee is scheduled to meet Wednesday to give its approval as well. Once the CDC says okay, the shots can begin immediately. County. Now, there are about 500,000 12 to 15-year-olds who are now eligible to be vaccinated in LA County alone. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says the county is working with the state to get more private practice doctors trained and ready to administer the shots to young people.
I think a lot of parents will feel very comfortable if they're able to take their younger teen to their younger teen's regular provider to get this vaccine. And of course, as we've noted before, we're working hard to make sure that our provider community is comfortable administering the Pfizer vaccine, because that's all that younger teens, that all teens are eligible to receive.
Dr. Ferrer says the county also will be offering more vaccinations at schools. The death toll from coronavirus has now topped 24,000 in LA County.
Some doctors worry if a COVID vaccine booster is needed, it may be difficult to get some people to roll up their sleeves again. But one company has an idea.
And that idea holds out the promise of a combined COVID booster shot with an annual flu shot. Novavax is testing such a vaccine.
This is an entirely new, what we call, platform for making vaccines.
Dr. Cody Meisner from Tufts University is a member of the FDA Vaccine Advisory Panel.
What's unique is that the spike protein is actually manufactured in insect cells, which is wonderful because that means no one's got an allergy to these insect cells.
Novavax says its combined flu-COVID shot may be available as soon as this fall. Charles Feldman, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Well, here's something you don't hear often up in Sacramento. They're flush with cash, and Gavin Newsom wants you to spend it. We have in-depth teen coverage.
State lawmakers have to approve it first, and if so, California taxpayers will soon be getting $600 checks, an additional $500 if they have kids, checks to be paid out from the state's multi-billion-dollar budget surplus.
To the people of the state of California earning up to $75,000, just shy of 80% of all tax filers will get stimulus checks.
Doesn't stop there. For people who couldn't make rent since last April because of the pandemic, he wants their landlords paid up in full.
100% of all the back rent paid, and provide 100% support over the next few months.
His plan also includes a couple $2 billion set aside to help people catch up on past due utility bills. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Some state lawmakers are already voicing opposition to the proposed stimulus, indicating they don't think the plan has been well thought out.
Lake Elsinore area State Senator Melissa Melendez says a give back of between $75 to $100 billion from the state surplus could be wasteful. She accuses the governor of not thinking through the proposal carefully enough.
It takes careful consideration of who really is in need of these funds instead of sending out, blanket checks to everyone or kind of blanket amnesty to everyone for paying rent. I don't think that's wise. And I think we do have the capacity to figure out who really needs it and who doesn't need it anymore. And I'm not sure that's what's taking place.
She feels a broad brush giveaway may not
kicked out of office.
Goodbye genuine threat of a recall election.
Loyola Law Professor Jessica Levinson.
I think it had a very slim chance before the budget surplus announcement. And I think now that chance is becoming 1 to 2 snowballs in hell.
It's a huge surprise, thinking back to where we were a year ago when the economy seemed to be tanking and we were worried about enormous budget deficits here in California.
Jack Pitney is a professor of government at Claremont McKenna College.
It significantly lengthens the odds against a recall, to put it mildly. You never say never, but Newsom is probably feeling pretty happy today between being able to send checks to millions of Californians and being able to reopen the state. He's in pretty good shape.
Newsom aims to fully reopen the state's economy by June 15th. Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The drought in the state is growing. We'll have the details 2 minutes away after traffic at 6:35.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Denise Fondo.
We still have a SIG alert in Anaheim on the 5 southbound as you come up on the 91. We had a crash there that involved a car that flipped over, and you've got the car pulled, 2 left lanes blocked. Tow trucks are there, so hopefully they're going to clear this soon. Right now, the backup on that southbound side of the road is before the 91. It's before Orangethorpe, so you do have a bit of slowing. It's not really terrible through there. I'll tell you what's terrible with the 5, and that is headed through the Grapevine on that northbound side near Grapevine Road, a little bit before it. The right lane remains closed and has been all afternoon drive. The backup is out of Lebec, in fact, right at Fraser Mountain. That is where it looks like it's slowing now on that northbound drive. So pretty tough through there. A lot of truckers on that road, and, you can have some trouble in that backup, which we've had already with a medical emergency. So we always want to consider whether you should pull off or sit in the slowing, and sometimes it is better to just pull off and wait until it clears out. If you spot traffic trouble, give us a call on the K-Nex Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line, 323-467-1070. Next report, 645. With more reports more often, I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's just a cut and paste forecast out there for the entire week. We're going to have the marine layer, gray mornings, sunny afternoons, and highs in the 60s and 70s with the valleys in the 80s and deserts in the 90s. Looks like our temps will peak on Thursday. By that, I don't mean much, by just a few degrees warmer than today. And then we're back in the 60s and 70s everywhere this weekend. Checking some of the current temperatures, Oxnard, 66 degrees. It's 65 in Thousand Oaks. Lake Forest, 64 at 637.
Nearly 1/3 of California's nearly 40 million people are now under an expanded drought emergency declaration. 41 of the 58
mental health struggles are real, invisible, and overwhelming. Genimind is here to help. We're your expert starting point for mental wellness. For over a decade, Genimind has helped 250,000 people with genetic mental health insights. Get a personalized roadmap to mental health and wellness. Learn new lifelong skills and tools to gain greater insight into yourself and loved ones. Help is here. Just begin. Go to mentalhealthmap.com today. Genimind, the new expert starting point for mental health.
$5 billion to invest in the water resilience program and water infrastructure upgrades.
How do we secure the needs of small water systems at the same time meet the needs of million-plus Californians that not only don't have access to safe, affordable, and clean drinking water, but also can't pay their water bills?
The governor says an additional $1 billion will be spent to help struggling Californians pay off their water bills. Right now, the drought proclamation primarily affects the northern and central parts of the state. No counties in Southern California are impacted by the emergency order.
A cyber gang is suspected of causing a ransomware attack on one of the nation's largest fuel pipelines. We have in-depth team coverage, starting with CBS's Natalie Brand.
The FBI and Homeland Security officials have confirmed a group of hackers known as Dark